You blink an eye and it's done. Uranus's roof, and roofers are these roofers. A neighbor saw something, I think, and they're working with the police. There were some people in disguise. I think we're going to be hearing something by Tuesday. This is not good for the perps. They're just in complete shock. Keep your eyes out. Welcome, everyone. I'm Astrologer Val Evans. Thanks for joining me. We are talking about Nancy Guthrie's Abduction and when we're going to get some more clues. Today was a major day when we finally got some video and actual pictures of the perpetrator. Just chilling and so upsetting. I can't even imagine what the family is doing right now. So, there was some criticism earlier today saying, why didn't the police release this earlier? Well, they didn't have it. And it was an interesting development with the Nest Cam. And finally, somebody found this delayed, basically, clue. And so, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. And got all my friends in here, my intuitive subscribers and members, and thank you so much for joining my channel. It really helps support my work, so I really appreciate it. This is a major development today. I think we're going to see something tomorrow. And how do we know that? Well, we were looking at the chart for this week, which sort of fast forwards the crime chart, and we got some clues that today would be a major day. Well, we're going to see that this is probably going to develop pretty fast, and that's Aquarius. It's like lightning speed. But I want to close the loop on some things that we were talking about last night. We were talking about some clues and I did not follow up on some of them. And then we'll also take a look at the map itself again and see if we can find any clues. So the latest clues, silver bell. And I'm going to show you that in the crime chart. We're talking about bells. That's Gemini. It's Mercury. And did you know that the Aquarius color is silver and there's a silver bell road? So that, I think, might have something to do with this case. We have some revenge. We also have the stairs. If you recall, Idaho 4, a lot of Aquarius, Uranus, even the house itself on King Road, King, we're getting a lot of Leo clues here in this case. It would show a house that was kind of weird, kind of unusual. And we saw so many photos of stairs, and stairs, of course, is Aquarius related, going up. And we might see words like fall or falls. Maybe somebody fell. That can be also be Aquarius. A resignation is Aquarius, and the devil beard coming out. I was wondering if it would. I didn't want to say anything up until this point because I thought it might point the finger at a certain person. But now we're seeing that this person, like the chart showed us the past couple of shows, and if you want to see those shows, you can go to the playlist for Nancy Guthrie. But we could see that later Taurus, and I'm going to show you an example with one of Savannah Guthrie's former co-workers. Now, this is, I think I did actually a pretty good job of rectifying Savannah's birth chart. So I want to take a look real quick at what she was doing in 2016, 2017. And this is going to connect the dots a little bit, show you a little bit about Aquarius and how it can show shocks and also themes that are going on. Amber, you're in the chat. Taurus Moon Tarot, my partner on Fridays. You told us, and you are an Aquarius friend, you told us that story of the Pan Am flight and how you were actually present for the aftermath. You were over in Lockerbie, so it can represent flight. Now, it doesn't mean that you are exempt from Aquarius energy if you're not an Aquarius, because you might have an Aquarius rising solar return chart. And I believe Savannah did that year that she had to go on camera and say that her coworker was fired. Another Aquarius clue. Matt Lauer was fired, and he was fired for some nefarious reasons. What would we do? Well, first of all, I think she was an Aquarius rising. Her and your solar return chart, if you're going to draw it, you're going to start on your birthday, and then you can make a calendar. And there's our coworker right there, the 6th house. So we're looking at where the moon is, and it is up there with Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. This is somebody who is up to some things that he shouldn't be up to. And there you can see there's just a big shock here with a female. Female makes a shocking claim against Matt Lauer. But I also want you to take a look. I don't know if you can see how he looks. He's got some growth, and I'll get to that in a second. But here we also have Pluto. Now, who is Pluto? Well, the 6th house is the coworker. His assistant, or an assistant that was working with the team at the Olympics, that would be the 6th house. So we would count 6 houses from Matt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 6th house from the 6th is Scorpio. Pluto right there. And in that T-square, that would really affect Savannah Guthrie's life that year. Pluto representing somebody who wants to get back at what happened to them. And there's that potentially revenge kind of energy there. So all of this was going on in Savannah's chart. And remember what Aquarius also represents. It represents to shake, to jump. And I'm going to get to that in a second, but this is Matt Lauer's solar return that year, right in the late degrees of Taurus, which is the Medusa degree. It represents hair. And on men, it represents a certain kind of facial hair. And you see it a lot. You see it a lot, even in your own life. If you're not recognizing a person in front of you, they even look different, you're probably seeing a planet that is in, and here my throat, it represents the throat. It doesn't want me to tell you. It's the late degrees of Taurus, which is the devil degree. Somebody who gets themselves into trouble. Sometimes it's not anything like a sexual relations type of thing, but it could represent having exposure to addictions. How they described Savannah that year was she looked visibly shaken. So that would show you this is your identity that year. And that shows what Savannah looked like that year. So interesting that year she was Aquarius rising. In this year, she's Gemini rising, which shows that she's going to be on television. Wright. Fort Wright is where Nancy Guthrie was born. And Wright representing the Wright brothers. So there's that flight element, that theme there in her chart. Nancy Guthrie is a sun in Aquarius. Now, Val's title about revenge. Just heard a former law enforcement officer say it's likely revenge. How about that? Any word on revised start time? I think it's still, the start time is 1:47 a.m. The last show last night, I was saying how it is going to be such a shock. I think the person thought they were going to get away with it because at first there was no camera, there was no ring camera evidence. At least that's what they thought. Star Sleuth. There's a Silver Lake Road and Park in Tucson. Yeah, Natalie, that was crazy. I remember that. Insane to make her talk about it on their own news show. The NBC executives, they had just told poor Hoda and Savannah, and I was watching it when it was going on. I just can't believe you would do that to the anchors, but I guess there was nothing they could do. And I love a man with a scruffy beard, rethinking my choices. It's a certain kind of beard. I think there are a lot of nice men who have a little scruff. That's fine. There's a shape to it. There's a shape. So we're going to see who they detained. And maybe there's usually like a little line here. And it does look like something a little bit nefarious. And I only saw one person. The person I thought he looked like maybe late 20s, early 30s. Looked like he was in shape. Maybe go to the gym, or maybe he works He's a worker of some sort. Nancy Guthrie's husband, Charles, his middle name was Errol. We're talking about Aquarius clues like flight, words like right, we're seeing. But I thought it was really interesting that possibly her husband was named after Errol Flynn. I don't know, the famous swashbuckling actor. He starred in Seahawk, which is the team that just won the Super Bowl, and could be another clue of that Piscean energy. Piscean meaning disguises, could mean bodies of water, could mean places like pools, and also video and photos. Now, if you're interested in forensic astrology, I will be teaching in the Art of Investigation conference, online conference. So go to artofinvestigation.org if you're interested. If you are interested in getting a ticket, just use the promo code VAL11. There's a bunch of really cool speakers that are going to be on. So definitely check it out. And also, I offer forensic astrology lessons, 5 private lessons. And in one of the lessons, I talk about marks, accessories, tattoos you're going to be seeing on the perp. So you can go to astrologywithval.as.me for that. And just to go over real quick, we were looking at bells like Silver Bell, the electric car plant, and a church. And you recall, I was also talking about 1971, just had a clue pop up in front of me when I was at Starbucks the day that I was preparing for one of my shows on Savannah Guthrie. And that just happens to be the year that she was born, and also the year that a film Kidnapped. I also wanted to mention again the power lines that were near Bad Bunny, and during the Super Bowl halftime show, there were sparks. So we might see the word spark come out. A lot of grass too, a lot of Taurus in there. They're way, way up high, which is Aquarius. And the other thing too is we are hearing from investigators saying how dark it was, how there was no power. And it would be very difficult to even see who was who or which house was which house. And that the neighborhood is so safe that sometimes there aren't even any street lamps. Everybody feels pretty safe in that area. I feel bad because there are a lot of, I'm sure, ladies who live alone who got really scared after seeing this, and maybe they're changing the locks, getting Ring cameras, etc. Okay. He looked over his shoulder after picking the flowers. Hi, Bran. I think it looked like 2 face masks. Okay. Aerosmith, guitar, or rock. Yeah, we got that clue last show. Stardust, you said, did it look like they were wearing 2 face masks? Yeah, 2. We got 2. Taurus, Moon Tarot, I think people noticed the person on camera look left at some point as if talking to another person. Someone said video guy was wearing roofing gloves. They were plastic, though. Let's look that up. Roofing gloves. They looked like they were kind of shiny. Let me see. Black industrial gray. Looks like something. It was like a neoprene, maybe, but it was kind of shiny, if I recall. Maybe the nitrite gloves over roofing gloves, double gloved. The video NBC is showing when he's walking toward the door, you can see a shadow, light coming from his right side, our left. Hairdresser gloves, seriously. Neighbors reported an internet outage in that neighborhood at that time. We were talking about that in the last show. Yes, we're talking about flowers. That's that Taurus. This is what I wanted to talk about. This is this week. This was Tuesday. This is Tuesday morning right here. And wow, bam, it was a shock. Just like this chart showed us. The masked man also appears to be wearing many layers. Okay. For the fast forward for this week, though, we have, look at all of this shock. This was today. Uranus is here. And look what came in. Pisces. This is a photo. Black and white photo. Saturn. Black. So it came in. And Uranus was ruling today. So that was the wow factor. And Uranus is 1 degree from Algol. So a person with a beard is in that photo. Neptune, it's at night. Can't see anything because this is the photo right there. It's blurry with the Neptune there. Uranus. Well, here's where I get that there's some kind of revenge. Pluto and Mars is so prevalent right here. But let's take a look. If it is a worker, okay, we're going to look at the 6th house. Let's say it's a female, because Venus is ruling that house. And 3rd house, this is right in the middle of all of these people who are shocking. Now, this is the chart for the beginning of this week, which started on Sunday at 1:45 a.m., which would be the kind of future of the crime chart. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Lord of the 6th, which would represent a worker. But if we wanted to look at maybe somebody who, and I don't know, honestly, who they apprehended. But if we wanted to look at someone who was the partner of the worker, we would go 7 from the 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what do you know? It's in the 12th house of Scorpio. And Scorpio is right down here. There's a really poor aspect to the victim who's in the domain of the partner of the worker. You could say that. Now, it could be something else. Could be somebody's partner and the partner's coworker. So you would have to do 6, which is 6 houses as a coworker from the 7th. So there's a lot of different combinations that you could make, but I got my eye on that one, that's for sure. Let's look at what is going to happen tomorrow. Oh my God, it's going to be lots and lots about the photos and the videos. There's going to be a ton of photos. All the sleuths are coming out. It is going to be a Pisces flood. Whoa. This is the victim. And there's a nice aspect. Okay, something's happening with Nancy tomorrow. You could see that. North Node is to gain. Part of fortune is success. There is hope. There is hope for Nancy. We got a lot of red lines here, so it is not going to be easy. But I love to see that part of fortune trining the victim who is in this person's domain. I don't know why all of that scorpionic energy could be because of just working at these places and wishing, kind of coveting what somebody else's has. Yeah, I know. We're praying. Thank you, Shauna, for moderating. Whatever is happening tomorrow is major. It's possible that secretly they are figuring it out, but big. Let's think of what Pisces is like. It's like a flood of photos. It's just like, basically, here's the other thing too. We're seeing a lot of Epstein and a lot of flood of documents and flood of photos on that side of the news. So we might be seeing more flooding of photos through Instagram of maybe this person. There's a flooding of something. I've not been following this case slowly. Has there been proof of life? Is she still alive? Not that I've heard. Hidden photos, 3-letter agency, maybe surveillance photos of somebody. My hubby also commented that the POI was dressed like the ICE officers patrolling the street here in Minneapolis. Oh my God. Does the chart show the weapon in the photo? Yes, it does. I've been thinking about this a lot. Mars in Aquarius in the past has represented a stun gun. God, I hope not. That could be part of how they're keeping Nancy. And why is that? Because Mars is a gun or a weapon, and Aquarius is something that has electricity going through it or powered by electricity, and it is a weapon. Now, what's really interesting too is this T-square here, and we're showing the kind of the future of what's happening with the case in the next maybe 48 hours. And Venus here, I mean, this could possibly be an unaliving here. There's somebody who is just, at least maybe makes an attempt of some sort, but it looks pretty bad. Somebody loses their head over something. And Maybe jumps. It's possible there's a jump of some sort. Let's ask a card here. Is there going to be some kind of a shock with a female? Maybe, let's see, it's Venus. That probably won't come in for a few days. That would come in, if it didn't come in today, and this is Tuesday, then we're going to also look at when Venus activates, which is going to be on this day. So that's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Friday, are we going to be getting any kind of clue that is going to be shocking about a female, maybe someone trying to harm herself? Devil reversed. So maybe maybe not succumbing to the temptation. Clarify a card on that. 9 of Wands. So it is a female, and she's watching. Somebody's watching from afar, maybe from long distance. I don't know. But yeah, so Wednesday's going to be a big one. So many photos. Let's see. The other thing I like is the person in the 12th house. This is a person. The planet represents the person in solitary confinement in the 12th house. It's like in a basement. But there are no basements in Arizona, apparently. So some lower area, maybe near a river, maybe a famous moon river, Scorpio. And I think it's the Santa Cruz that runs by where the Circle K is. Pretty close. So it could be around that river. I don't know. But it looks pretty terrible for Nancy. It's really, but because we have the South Node, this is someone who is let go, who is free, and it's pretty strong there. So I'm hoping, I'm really hoping. I hope that we're getting to the end of this. Are we getting to the end of this case finally? It's February 10th. Are we going to see the end? The 9 of Wands again. I really shuffled that too. So the answer is yes. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, so there was a person detained in, oh, thank you, Sarah, Rio Rico in Arizona. An Unaliving card came out next to love. Interesting. A trailer, David. Thank you. Let's see, the detained suspect. You got the sun upright. Good card. Oh, thank you for pulling that. They're announcing it in the news right now. Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. What? Okay, what? This is from September 11th. Yeah. Larry Otto was an electrician. Thank you, Star Sleuth. Person of interest, Nancy's electrician. We got everything Aquarius here. Roofing, electrician. Is that where the SWAT team went earlier? And all that Aquarius that we're seeing today in the future chart, this is basically surrounding potentially an electrician. And we were looking at Bad Bunny's power lines. Oh, Larry, thank you, Sherry. And thank you, Star Sleuth. Larry Otta is Nancy's electrician. Person of interest is in custody. So no connection to the family. Rio Rico is Rich River in Spanish. Hyperledger, thank you. 84th birthday, Uranus return. Wow. I mean, this is, oh God, I hope I can find her. All right, so let's see. Aquarius is released. It is to escape. God. There's other people though. Yeah, Jen, remember how I commented how shaky the electric poles looked? Shaken, just like they described Savannah Guthrie when she had to give the news to Matt Lauer, which was she looked visibly shaken. And Jen, you also said that you were nervous for them. Yeah, that's what you were saying. Crazy because I kept seeing the name Thomas everywhere this week. Yes. And weird that his last name, not that Thomas isn't part of this, but his last name was Sionis, C. So that was kind of throwing everybody off. 60 miles from Tucson, Rio Rico. How the hell did they find this guy? They must have had a tip. So let's look at, first of all, let me look at, I always go to Drudge. Oh, he doesn't have anything up. Guthrie. See if I can read this, and then we'll look at the map. Okay, so a man was detained for questioning. All right, this was 15 minutes ago. Okay, so a person was detained for questioning. No arrests. Law enforcement officials have detained a person for questioning. In the Nancy Guthrie case, a law enforcement official told CNN the official stressed that the person has not been charged. Okay. There was an uptick in calls to law enforcement today after the FBI released doorbell camera footage from outside Nancy Guthrie's front door, taken the night she disappeared. Why am I not seeing anything about the river? Wait, was it river that you said? No, you said it was. Oh, that's right. You said Rich River, which goes into the river clue. This is the Tucson. Someone said Green. This is south of Green Valley. How are you getting all of these band names? Gonsalves, Idaho family name. Yeah. Oh, Jerry, you're so nice. Well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. We're going to find out. What I love about these charts is that we really can see what's coming up. And you could see when there's so much activity in a week and there's that T-square all through there, these are major shocks. And we want the shocks to be in the favor of the victim. You'd think there's a puppet master who put abduction team up to it. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a construction person, because right is derived from carpenter or craftsman. And we did see that in Nancy's chart, all the clues about that Aquarius and all of the electricians. But anyway, we're going to be seeing more with all the Pisces coming up. We might see a picture of a bed. Somebody gets pulled out of their house in their pajamas. Somebody's holding a pillow. Somebody's blinking and they look like they're asleep. Something like that. We could be seeing maybe some photos from the crime scene. So a lot of Pisces. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow, but we will be seeing them, no question. Haunted, you said, is it near Jerome or Tombstone, Arizona? Arizona has a lot of haunted mines. You would know, haunted little gems. I'll have to look into it. Lucy Wright is also an LG electrician contractor. My dad worked for them locally. Wow, that's good info. You were thinking Bisbee. Okay. Now, Star Sleuth is on here, and she made these very nice tarot cards. They are Tarot Noir cards. And you can reach out to her, to BD Salerno. She's my mentor in forensic astrology and also is an author. So I was very excited when she made these tarot cards, black and white and also in color. And what exactly are we going to be seeing tomorrow in the news? Whoa. Oh, God. All right, let me do this. Hold on. The madam. Look at that person behind her. 4 of dough. Oh, so lots of money and a female. Now, interesting that the madam comes in, and there we did have the Scorpio. So wonder if there's any kind of prostitution involved. That would be interesting. Sometimes Scorpio just means revenge, but maybe there's something else to it that's scorpionic. I don't understand what you're saying, David. And I think somebody doesn't belong in here. Okay. Now, so yeah, interesting about the puppet master. It's possible. And now what I'm going to do is, by the way, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Polly, what about craftsperson that makes metal art? That might include using electric welding tools. Well, I don't think so. I'm not gonna focus on the family, just because I can't do it. I don't know why. Taurus. Yeah, they're good, aren't they? I'm your valedictorian. Yes, well, thank you. I'll need a certificate. Actually, I don't, because you sent me 2 amazing books and the asteroid books. Star Sleuth is very busy. All right. Yeah, Irvin Bisbee, Arizona. All right. So let's look at, yeah, interesting how this is in Nancy Guthrie's birth chart, 3 planets in Aquarius. So an electrician could potentially be in her story, unfortunately, in the bad way. And it makes sense because one of the neighbors came out and said that the police had contacted them and wanted to look around their house. So might be looking in the power boxes. So nuts. So we're going to have to see what happens there. And also with the ransom deadline, all of these red lines shows that there is going to be a fail, maybe a fail by the perp. But so interesting that we like to look at the blue lines, which will show often success, especially with part of fortune up at the top. And look at how there's a mini grand trine here with Pisces, which shows a gain of a photograph or video. And this person was hidden, but now comes out, everybody sees them. And retrograde week, so people are calling him an amateur. Yeah, that's no good. Also in the 12th house could show that this person will do some jail time. So let me look at the Tarot Noir one more time. What are we talking about? The aftermath of this case. Hopefully we're talking about jail time. What will be the damages? Meaning the punishment. Oh, this one came out. Wow, got a lot that are popping off here. Oh, good Lord. Okay, looks like this one is DOA and the fixer, something with finances. So this artwork is really good, Barb. Very nice. So maybe, looks like maybe it's the lawyer. Do you see how close or far she may be? I had the no place like home card. I have to think about that one. Yes, they were looking inside the neighbors' houses, possibly for electrician's DNA. And that's Aquarius. So busy, no. I'm a lazy Libran at heart. I just work fast. That's Aries and Aquarius too. Aquarius is very fast, which is why I'm saying that this case should be wrapped up soon. Does the chart show if Nancy can be dropped off at a hospital? Yeah, yes, she could. But it seems as if there's something that is way out in the open with that South Node way at the 10th house. It shows we're able to see some activity that is in public there. Star Sleuth fixer is temperance, meaning patience to work stuff out. So it'll take a little patience, but there will be justice, I hope. You drew the Knight of Swords, definitely a possible lawyer. Thanks, Jen. Let's see. Let's go back to Amber's question. Let me just ask the cards first, and then I'll look at the chart. But, oh, that's the other thing with Aquarius. It's a place that is split. So if we look at a farm with Aquarius, like Aquarius or Uranus and Taurus, that would be a farm that splits, or maybe a split house. Or with a car, you could say a two-tone car, and there's Mars and Aquarius is in there, so it could be two-toned. It could be a silver car or gray car. We're also talking about quick Aquarius, silver. So something, maybe a fast car. We saw the Speedway, and yeah. So is Nancy close by to her home? Doesn't seem like it, but this card says yes. And clarifier card for Nancy, close by where she is right now. Is she close to her home? You'd think that they would take her as far away as possible. Is Nancy close to her home? Clarifier card. Another yes. So maybe somewhere close. Yeah, work van that has a cab separate from the back. Yes, that would be Aquarius as well. DOA could be major change, like if she comes home, not always death, it's also release. Sharon, FBI can do it, DNA that fast. They're about only ones. All right. Oh, we're going to be seeing some DNA. But the thing about this chart, though, is from what I'm getting, this is all the DNA here. Okay, this is my 147 crime chart. This is the original crime chart. So Scorpio, we could be talking about a wastewater management type of clue because of Scorpio. It means the toilets. But also this is DNA. So what does this mean with the opposition? The red lines, it says, no, we can't get DNA, but it's not just red though. There is, yeah, there will be DNA. Look at this. So the DNA, it looks like a lot of DNA. Maybe the person in the photo. This is definitely his profile here with the devil beard with Uranus in Taurus. This is a split beard. The end of Taurus is going to be that devil beard. And you saw that all the time. Like when men are super shady, they tend to grow that type of beard. Sorry, but it's true. This was right about the time. She's going to get a big, big surprise from Ben. So he was growing that shaggy beard. So there it is. The little thingy right there. That's the big giveaway. That's the end of Taurus right there. This is the devil beard. And so what is the end of Taurus? Well, the end of Taurus is also addictions. So he would be struggling with addiction. It's not their fault. It's just your body changes. The way that you look changes. Got to deal with that energy. You thought of that when you saw his picture. I know. Were you talking about the one with the face mask? Because I was looking to see if I could see that little devil beard. Think about it. Think about all the times there was something in the news that was like about somebody who might have betrayed a female. Take a look at what they look like. You just got to notice about FBI hostage rescue team at her house. Is that true? I don't know, KK. Thank you, Buggles. Ethan Hawke. Yes, I remember that one. There's so many. Al Pacino. The Lucifer stash. Thank you, Haunted Little Gems. Yep. So if suddenly somebody you know is growing that thing, I'm not going to make accusations, but at least just look at the chart. I'll never look at a beard the same now. I wonder why that's why hockey players grow those beards during playoffs. Maybe they play for the Devils. Pisces is at night, so something is going to happen tonight. Let's look at the future chart, which is this week. I think they could get her Wednesday early a.m. They could go in. She's right there, and they see her. Somebody sees her. Yeah, and the reason I like it is that we've got that part of fortune. This is very lucky. North node is extreme. It's an amplifier. So super, super lucky, this person. And also, oh, look at the 10 degrees. It's partile. So 10, what is 10? It's Capricorn degree. So this is government. Government, these are spooks, maybe. It could be FBI, but 10 degrees is the government, and the government gains. It looks like it could be violent for the perps, really does. I don't know if they're going to get all of them. There are a lot of nice men with beards. It's just the ones that are doing something shady, they tend to grow the beard. It's kind of like that order. If you've already had the beard, you're fine. Look at me walking this back. Yeah, user, what is the difference between the devil beard and normal? I think it's just super like, I always see that little tiny hair under the lip. And then it's like super carved. That's usually what I mean. So that's when they do things, they wake them up and arrest. Puggles, you're only bad during full moons and eclipses. Yeah, just hide. We're having a moment of levity here, but we are really interested in this success that we could possibly be seeing. It looks messy though. VP has the beard right now. Oh, we could see a bunch of beards in the administration in like that Taurus kind of beard. Starts to like I never sleep after these lives. You and me both. Scott Peterson had that beard. Look at the beards for a second. And what are we doing when we look at beards? That's Leo, because we're looking at hair. Of course, you would have to have Evans is the last name. It's weird they call that little bit under the lip. Oh, that's a soul patch. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's kind of ironic, isn't it? 3 to 6 a.m. is law enforcement ideal time to arrest. Thank you, JR. God, we've got a lot of subject matter experts here. Let's look at Ethan Hawke. But when he was married to Uma, and he was not being very nice to her, he was stepping out on her. Scott Peterson. Oh, Chris Watts. And then, of course, Charlie Manson. Yeah, so you could see the pictures there. Look at this one. That one over here. Yeah, he freaks me out. I know, me too. Just taking a technical break here. Okay, so probably a wild guess, but what does 238? That's pretty specific, Amber. I know, I do too. I will look at 238. Yeah, and Watts. Aquarius. We've seen Watts. We've seen Sparks. That was a big case too. Oh, Savannah Spurlock. Arizona, no daylight savings time. Okay, isn't that weird that last night it was the zombie person who commented, and I was like, oh, your eye, because it was like a bloodshot eye. And then hours later, we saw the picture of the man in the mask with the eyes. It was kind of neat, kind of crazy, just by coincidence. It was like an omen. Okay, so we've got mountain time. I don't know what time am I pulling this for? 2:38 Arizona time. Okay, let me see what I get. 2:38 a.m. Tucson, February 10th. And okay. Wow. Oh, that looks tough. Okay, so nope, that's February 11th. Hold on. February 11th is what we want, I mean. Good Lord. Okay. So this looks like a bunch of people are meeting in the neighborhood, which would be the third house. It could be in a yard. And we're going to look at Mars, which is the police. Okay, and there's a sextile to the moon. So the moon is the victim. It looks like they think they know where she is. And it's Sag there too. So could that be a well-known, it could be railroad, it could be church, it could be high school, a large area, something large. They seem to know where she is because of that blue line. This is Mars. This is the police. But it's just we've got these people here. Oh, you can't see where I'm pointing. The people in the third house. This looks like a foreign. There's at least one foreign person in here because of the North Node, and Pisces both show foreign or a foreign name, and they are. There's a square to Black Moon Lilith in the 12th, but it looks bad for them. Mercury. Yeah, somebody's getting surprised. You can see Uranus in the 6th house there, squaring the sun, which is the co-ruler of the perp. So somebody's getting shocked. It's possible, could be, over the next few hours. Her church, it's in New York. So she goes to an online church, which is Aquarius. Do you think they'll be digging at night? Just a feeling, I don't know. Yeah, the 11th. So I got the 11th, right? Yeah. And a landfill, it's possible. Feels like a rescue moment to me. The guy on security footage had creepy eyes. The Belle Michelle. Cops detained someone in Rio Rico, Rich River, 20 minutes north of Mexican border for questioning. Yep. 3:30 a.m. is the witching hour. Algol eye. Yeah. So shocked they get caught. I don't think they thought the footage was able to be retrieved. I know. And the guy, I mean, somebody would recognize that person, I think. They're going to just notice the shape of the eyes, maybe how they walk. So, yeah, Amber, it's very possible. Are we looking at what we're looking at with this chart? Are we looking at a rescue moment over the next few hours? Bow-legged, yeah, be real. Thank you. Yeah, and you said shocked they're going to get caught, and they didn't realize that footage would. They thought the flowers, they could just hide behind the flowers. Are we talking about a rescue in the next 12 hours? 6 of Swords. So maybe an attempt. Clarifier card on the rescue. Did they say one leg was bow-legged? Okay, clarifier on the rescue in the next 12 hours. I'm not getting it. Not from the cards. I'm seeing at the very least they know where she is, or they think they know. They think they know. And also $50,000 reward. Yeah, so just crazy there. Yep. So God, electrician. So far we had a good clue from the Super Bowl, didn't we? And what else? Yeah, I wonder if we'll get anything that has to do with purple. Also plastic, possibly. And then, of course, the Leo clues. We're going to see probably some Leo clues, maybe some names that have to do. It was crazy with Idaho. We really got the Leo clues, like the King Street. We even got, or King Road, Queen Road, and then Koberger with a K. Here we've got Circle K, but we'll probably see names with K or C, which are Leo names, like Charlie. There's a lot of words in Norwegian that start with a K. A lot of blondes up there, so a lot of Leo energy in Scandinavia, and same with Russia too. So a lot of words that start with a K. I don't know. I'm just going on and on, but just trying to underscore that we might see more of those Leo words or letters. And why do we care? Well, because some of us are interested in the fact that we live possibly in maybe a matrix where we can decode what we're seeing and maybe gives us answers for different scenarios, different crimes. But yeah, also Gemini too. We got those twins like Luigi Mangione. Yes. When we see a king, we're going to see twins. So usually we'll see like Prince Charles or King Charles, and then we have his two sons. So lots of sons that go with the kings. Or just look at Prince Andrew, the two daughters. So twinning there. And weird that Six of Swords show people crossing a river. Rio Rico, yeah. Hyperledger, you said maybe Google Nest video was saved into an AI model for learning purposes. Scorpio, Pluto, and Aquarius, Uranus, and Pisces, which is AI. I have got to say, a very high percentage of my clients are learning AI and never thought they were going to. And they have a lot of Pisces in their chart this year that aspect their 10th house. So they're getting trained on AI. Is Sharp an Aquarius name? I think so. It could be. Or Aries because of Mars. Mars could be Sharp. But yeah, Aquarius. Do you see, so you're thinking the name Sharp for some reason? Tommaso is a Gemini. That is not a shocker for me. Government purposes. Do you see them using new surveillance techniques to search for Nancy? I do. It's funny that you said that, Buggles, because I think it was in my first show. I was saying that we're going to see possibly technology that we haven't seen before. And because of all that Aquarius, it's super futuristic. So it's a good question. Hey, Frankie. Psychic Roberto said it was workers from a something. I don't have any Pisces other than MC, and Chat GPT is my bestie. In your solar, though? Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't. Yeah, it's going to be Neptune. You can look at Neptune, too. Although Chat GPT, that's more Aquarius. Swords and Tarot are Aquarius. Thank you, Erica. Father-son duo. That's interesting. That would be Leo. I'm seeing more revenge, though. I do something happened. Sometimes it might not even have anything to do with the Guthrie family. There's just a revenge, just wanting to take something out on someone, just like I think of Bundy. A lot of Scorpio there. The Super Bowl clue was on point. Yeah. You wonder if law enforcement will fool around with the reward. I don't think so. I think Savannah, she'll make sure that somebody gets paid if they help. Lucy said, I think if she was found, she will be very weakened, but might just be okay. She did have that part of fortune. That is very lucky. They searched a scrapyard today. Thanks, Belle Michelle. Yeah. Belle Michelle, still hopeful. There are worse charts I've seen. Star Sleuth, what do you think about Nancy? Someone recognized him. Yeah. Frankie said, I met workers that mom had a disagreement with who were from A foreign country, okay. They are searching the Rio Rico property right now. Whoa, I'm gonna have to get on online here. Gemini is super helpful for nursing school. Chat GPT kept giving me bad answers. So Gemini, you like Gemini. I worry about something named Gemini, even though, of course, in good aspect, can be very good, very helpful, very informative, very fast, but poorly aspected. Well, can steal some of your ideas, maybe. Bad Bunny is from Puerto Rico, River Rio Rico. Oh my God, JR. That is amazing. I am dumbfounded. I was thinking because Trump is involved and they use new sonar techniques to locate in South America. Yes, it's possible. Okay. Thank you, Shauna. And thanks for moderating. We miss Angel. And I wonder where Toy is. Blue-eyed Mama. I saw they were waiting on 2 warrants for properties. Okay. So 2 or more. There we go. Yes. And what is the Puerto Rico astrology sign? Let's see, Puerto Rico birth chart. It is. Be funny if it was Aquarius. Leo. Scorpio rising, Sun Leo. Scorpio. Puerto Rico. There it is. Wow, that's a lot of planets in the 10th house. Everybody's out in the sun on holiday, and you're seeing it there. That's so interesting. Okay. All right. Well, tased. We're going to see somebody being tased. I think you're right. All those tunnels, that's Scorpio in Arizona to Mexico and Arizona. Star Sleuth, I hate to say what I've thought from the beginning, and I pray I'm wrong. Sorry, but I haven't done any cards or charts, so I could be way off. Okay. Yeah. Someone going on the run. Hey, Christine. Thanks, TJ. But they're going to find her. You think they'll find her, Natalie? It is a beautiful place. Best sushi I ever had. All right. Well, we're getting off topic here, and we have got to monitor what's happening in the next few hours. So hopefully you can stay up and see, but it's coming in. Yeah, I know a lot of people have. Sorry, you're just coming in, and I'm going to sign off now, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, and pray for Nancy.